Good morning. This is the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. My name's Dave Burney.
I'm Brent Apperson. Good morning.
4 degrees below zero currently here at Broken Bow, and wind chills of about 20 below zero. Now, normally we'd be going, oh my gosh, that is terrible. But
it's warming up.
after the last couple of 24-hour periods, that's not too bad, and we are headed in the right direction. Still have that wind chill warning in effect through today, tonight, and part of tomorrow, because it is going to remain cold and frigid, but not as bad, although during the nighttime hours we'll be getting down into that 30 and 40 below wind chills again. And I know people out there are kind of working to keep the animals as safe as they can under these conditions, and that's certainly a concern. Governor Pillen declaring a emergency in Nebraska because of that and some other things. East end of the state looks really rough right now. Can't get around in a lot of places. Roads still closed, one-lane traffic in a lot of places, and people getting stuck. And you don't want to get stuck when it's this cold. So we're probably better off than if you go east, according to the information we've been getting. I think we got down to 16 below actual temperature on Saturday night. Or that was Sunday night. No, Saturday night, yeah. And then 13 below. So we've been down there in the basement, but we don't have a big covering of snow. We've had just a trace the last couple of days. It's hard to tell whether it snowed or it just blew it around with the winds we've had. A lot of people redigging out yesterday when it warmed up a little bit. So be careful out there. We do have the postponements and cancellations and closings. They haven't changed too much today, and those were a lot of them posted yesterday afternoon and evening for schools and a few other things and details. We'll have those for you in a little bit, all brought to you by our friends at Custer Public Power District, Ansley Lumber and Supply, Hunter's Towing, Taylor Heating and Cooling, and Fixed Right Auto Body. Been bringing you those reports throughout the last several days. Thank you very much to those businesses for helping us out there. Now, I know that you've probably been trying to decipher what you're going to be doing this week after last week's postponements and cancellations of sporting events. Now, you already have a schedule set up for this week. I assume that's still intact.
As far as I know, yes. Okay. Yeah, we're planning to go to Arcadia for you tomorrow. Planning to do Arcadia Loop City against South Loop in girls and boys basketball. I believe the girls game tipping at 6, boys will follow. And then a real big day on Thursday. We're going to be in 2 places for you. Right now the plan is to be in Ansley to do Ansley, Litchfield, and South Loop on Thursday of this week. That'll be radio and video for that one. The radio will be on KBBN 95.3 FM. And we also plan to go to Gothenburg for Broken Bow basketball, as they'll be playing the Swedes, and we'll plan to bring the Broken Bow basketball games to you Thursday of this week over on KCNI 96.3 FM.
All right. We're going to bring you the school lunch menus, and I know you've got the tablet up there so you can see which schools are starting late and which ones are not having classes there. Maybe we can kill 2 birds with 1 stone here.
Sure.
As I remember, Callaway is not having school today.
Correct. Closed today.
Okay.
Thetford Public Schools, I believe, are closed today.
Ansley with a 10 o'clock start, so they'll have for lunch beef fingers, fruit, vegetables, and milk.
All right, Broken Bow Middle and High School showing a 10 o'clock start this morning. No breakfast served, but for lunch, they are showing a hot pepperoni sub, cheeseburger, fajita deli wrap, fresh baked combo sub. Grill station combo today at Broken Bow will be a crispy chicken sandwich basket. That's at Broken Bow Middle and High School starting at 10 this morning.
All right, Sargent Schools, I do believe they are closed today.
Yes, yep. Let's see, I've got Gothenburg next, and Gothenburg is showing closed today due to the wind chill warning.
All right, Litchfield I'm not sure if they were listed there today, were they?
Litchfield is showing a 10 o'clock start today, 10 a.m. start, Litchfield.
So when they get all settled in for lunch, they're going to have orange chicken, fruit, vegetables, and milk at Litchfield today with a 10 o'clock start.
All right. Arnold Public Schools are showing closed today.
And Selma Public Schools starting at 10 a.m. They're having a hot pepperoni sub, cheeseburger, fajita deli wrap today when they get to school.
Loop City Public Schools are showing a 10 o'clock start for this Monday morning. So for lunch, they're showing corn dogs or chicken chili crispito with cheese. Your choices today at Loop City.
And the Prairie Pioneer Center today, I believe, is closed, so there'll be no meal delivery today either. So hopefully they can get open back up tomorrow, depending on the weather.
Yes, sir. Let's see, I think some more schools that are on our list here that maybe we didn't mention a moment ago. Burwell Public Schools are showing closed today. No Calamus Preschool, that's closed today as well. Let's see, Loop County Public Schools in Taylor are closed today. No school, no activities. Ord Public Schools are closed today. Sandhills Public Schools in Dunning are closed today. And Stapleton Public Schools are closed. No honor band today at Stapleton. And I think that gets you caught up to date on the school information that we have.
All right. And as we mentioned, it's been fairly stagnant and steady since they put those up. So we don't have a lot of changes other than what you'll see on Sandhills Express this morning, but we may get a call or two as we get closer to business hours opening up and so forth. Somebody may need a little extra time to get the doors open this morning. Although, again, we didn't have a lot of snow, but we did have some drifting, so there might be some scooping to do there, and want to be kind of careful about getting out and doing that. And, okay, we're set. We're ready to go. Let's play the game.
Okay. We're still asking questions about King Tut. This is our last one. King Tut's tomb was discovered 100 years ago in January of 1924. Your question today, the writing style of ancient Egypt is called what? The writing style of ancient Egypt is called what? Hieroglyphics, Sanskrit, cuneiform, or cursive? The writing style of ancient Egypt called hieroglyphics, Sanskrit, cuneiform, or cursive. If you know the answer, call us at 872-2801.
The Breakfast Show.
Don't know what I do without them. They're awesome.
On KCNI KBBN.
Is pain keeping you from doing what you love? If your neck, shoulders, back, or knees are preventing you from feeling your best, it's time to take action. Whether you've had it for years or it's due to a recent injury, you don't have to live with the pain. Pearson Physical Therapy of Broken Bow offers personalized treatments and flexible appointments that work around your busy schedule. Call Pearson Physical Therapy at 872-5800 or visit us on the web at pearsonpt.com. The treatment you need, the care you deserve.
The Fox Theater invites you to Broken Bow or Cozad for a night at the movies. To keep up with what's showing and what's around the corner, go to watchthefox.com. Fridays are new movie day, and don't forget that the Fox Theater is open daily. Have an event, celebration, or meeting you need a site for? Ask them about theater rental, with or without concessions and a movie. Gift cards to the Fox are perfect gifts any time of the year. The Fox Theater in Broken Bow and Cozad. Visit watchthefox.com. That's watchthefox.com.
You're waking up with The Breakfast Show. KCNI KBBN Radio.
I love it.
And we have Millie on the line. Good morning.
Good morning.
You're cold?
Well, yeah, you know, I'm an old lady, so I'm more cold than normal. So,
yeah, that's the thermostat gets raised a little bit. You know, we actually, I don't know how it was going for some folks out there, including you, Millie, but there was a time on, what was it, Sunday morning, I think, that the thermostat just couldn't get up to the temperature that it was set at. It just wouldn't get it done. So I imagine there's a few chilly people out there.
well, it seems like it runs all the time.
Yeah, I noticed that too. I was walking up the stairs this morning thinking, I wonder what the gas bill, the electric bill, is going to be later on down the road when that thing never quits running.
Yeah.
Well, you need to win a prize
then. Same thing. I don't know. I do have a question for Brent, though.
Okay.
Yes.
I want to know how you can eat, and stay skinny.
Well, first off, may I say, I hate to say this, but I'm not as skinny as I used to be, for one thing. But thank you. I take that as a compliment. I was.
Well, I'm short and you're short, and if I ate like you did, my.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, I will tell you this, Millie. This is the toughest time of the year for me, because we're doing so many sports. It's a lot. It's a lot of fast food, and it's a lot of snacks, and so I have a little. I put on a pound or two during this time of year, so.
Yeah, Christmas is really hard, too.
Yes, it is. Indeed.
I have granddaughters that think they have to give me cookies.
Yeah. They're doing you a favor, Grandma.
Yeah, right.
There you go.
Okay, Millie, are you ready for the question?
Yeah, I hope I know the answer.
Okay. The writing style of ancient Egypt is called hieroglyphics, Sanskrit, cuneiform, or cursive.
Well, I think it's hieroglyphics.
Well, you would be correct. Way to go. And because you've answered correctly, we have a certificate that's going to get you a free personal pan pizza, one topping from Pizza Hut here in Broken Bow. So when you can, come on out and see us, and we'll have your certificate ready for you.
Yeah, when I can, I will.
All right. Sounds good. Thanks.
Okay.
Bye.
Mm-hmm. Bye.
7:42, almost 7:43. Ellie mentioned that she is colder than usual. I think you've noticed that even the best of homes with insulation, when it's as cold as it was and is the past few days, the bottom half of the room's a little cooler than the top half. So even if you're warm from the waist up, sometimes your legs are cold sitting in your living room because the heat rises and it just can't keep up with Mother Nature pounding that freezing below temperature on the side of the wall. So today we're going to play something to warm you up from the waist down. And if you don't, you might want to wrap up in a blanket, put them around your legs there. I think that's actually about something else, but it did fit pretty well. Martin Luther King Jr. Day today on this Monday. That means no mail delivery. Banks will be closed. Major retailers are all open for this day. It's also a day because of his history in our country to go out and do public service. So that's kind of what they dedicate this day to a day of public service, and government offices are closed, but again, no mail delivery and banks and so forth. But if you ever get a chance, I highly recommend. I happen to be lucky enough to be in Memphis and go through the museum there, which is actually, you come out of the museum at the very place that Martin Luther King was assassinated, on the deck of the motel room. That's the actual exit from the museum. It's really, really quite a museum if you ever get a chance, and some of you have probably been there before, down in Memphis, and it would be a little warmer down in Memphis right now as well. So if you get down that way, take in the museum and call up your friends up here and say, ha-ha. Although there's reports of some very cold temperatures, unusual cold temperatures to the south right now.
Yeah, well, my dad's blaming me.
Oh.
Yeah, got a text from Mom and Dad yesterday, and picture of snow all around their house. And I think my dad's blaming me, saying that we sent it to him. So I texted back. I said, would Dad like me to send him some money for a snow shovel?
Ooh.
And, yeah, that didn't go over well, I don't think. I think Dad's response was, you know what, I've always said Mother Nature put it there, I'll let her take it away.
That's what my neighbor always used to say. Dave, what are you scooping for? Mother Nature will take that away. At this point, Dad, I don't think this snow up here is going to go away for a while, so we'll have to do some scooping.
I don't think they got quite the amount, although it was, I was a little surprised that it showed they did get maybe a decent amount to cover everything anyway.
It's kind of unusual down there.
Bella Vista, Arkansas.
I know, in talking with some folks down in Arkansas, when we happened to be down there, and it was raining when we were down there for like 2 days, and they said, well, that's okay for it to rain, but around here you don't want it to get cold enough to freeze the rain. Because you got all these hilly situations and all the little roads and so forth, and it really causes havoc down there when the roads get slick, because they don't drive on slick roads very often.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Arkansas. All right, Blue Monday. I don't know if I agree with this one or not, but this is the third Monday in January. It's called Blue Monday. You might have heard this on CBS this morning. It's been declared the most depressing day of the year. Just to try to cheer you up here. In 2005, researchers calculated a bunch of factors, including weather conditions, the amount of daylight in the northern hemisphere, and determined that third Monday in January is the gloomiest day on the calendar.
Huh. Yeah.
So don't be blue. Just crank up the radio. Probably going to make you more blue than just the third Monday in January, and the low light situation is the Iowa caucus. The caucuses.
Oh, yes.
That might make you
now,
blue.
Is that today?
Yeah.
They go to caucus today.
Yes. Yeah.
All right.
Which, we had caucuses here in Nebraska some time ago, and Joan and I went.
Oh.
I was kind of excited about it.
Uh-huh.
Because I thought it was kind of the original democratic way to discuss and determine who you would vote for. And I have to be honest with you, I was actually there covering it as a news story, and Joan was participating, so I didn't take part, but I just observed it.
Yeah.
Can I be honest?
Sure, please do. I'll be honest. I don't really know just what happens at a caucus. I'll be honest with you.
Well, you're supposed to get together and discuss the different candidates, and then make a decision after the discussion of who you would vote for, because of the arguments and the debate and the pros and cons of each candidate.
Mm-hmm.
Well, even back then, and it's not as divided then as it is now, I noticed pretty much everybody had their mind made up when they got there.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
So I don't know about the process. I don't know how effective it is anymore with the way this country is. And they interviewed some people this morning on CBS. They go, yeah, I'm already pretty well decided who I'm going to vote for. But I am going to go vote. That's the important thing. That's how they do their primary there. So you want to go ahead and go. But the discussion part of it and the debate, I don't know how effective that is anymore with where we're at in this country. Nobody wants to listen to the other person.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that really works, but that's an original way to discuss and debate about the politicians who are running for office. And the big thing there is the Iowa weather is just like it is here in Nebraska, and it's going to be the coldest one in memory anyway, so they don't know how the turnout's going to be. And Iowa was always kind of an indicator. It really kicked off some candidates in the years past and got them going or destroyed them. And I don't know that most people think that Iowa is a complete representation of what's going to happen down the road anymore. But anyway, it's happening. We'll see how many people get out in the sub-zero weather and caucus.
Yeah, there you go.
Get together and caucus it up. See how that goes. They've been talking about it on the media for about 3 years now, so hopefully they can get that over.
Yes.
But then there'll be another primary coming up.
Oh, it's election year. It's just getting started.
Oh, Lordy, is it ever. All right, today is Monday, so we have grocery cart specials to talk about.
We do. Here's what's in their ad for this week. This ad will run today, January 15th through January 21st. Some of the sales in the meat department this week at the grocery cart include fresh 93% diet lean ground beef at $4.98 a pound, 8-pound package of average Hormel Natural Choice center cut boneless pork loins, $1.98 a pound. Grocery carts premium aged choice certified Angus beef charcoal steak, $5.98 a pound. Hormel Natural Choice lean and tender pork cutlets are on sale for $2.98 a pound. Wimmer's Little Smokies, the 14-ounce packages are 2 for $8. Johnsonville Fresh Brats or Italian Sausage, the packages are on sale for $5.48. And you can get Farmland Pork Sausage Rolls or Links, 2 for $5. Best Choice Sour Cream, the 8-ounce tubs are $1.28 this week. Crystal Farm Chunk Cheese, 8-ounce packages, 2 for $5. Pillsbury Grands Biscuits, 2 for $5. Chobani Greek Yogurt, get 5 for $5. And the big jug of Florida's Natural Orange Juice on sale for $6.48. Red Baron pizzas are on sale, $3.98 this week at the grocery cart. Stauffer's entrees get 4 for $12. And the Boston Market frozen entrees are on sale, 2 for $6. Kemp's Sherbet on sale, the 54-ounce tubs are $3.98. In the grocery section, Best Choice wheat or white round top bread, $2.28 a loaf. Frito-Lay Ruffles, 2 bags for $7. Kraft macaroni and cheese, premiums or shapes, the boxes are on sale for 98 cents. Hunt's pasta sauce, 24-ounce cans are $1.48 this week. Hidden Valley Ranch dressing or secret sauce on sale for $3.98. And you can get Hunt's Manwich or Sloppy Joe sauce, 2 cans for $3. In the produce section, Premium Gala apples, Washington Premium Gala apples on sale for $1.28 a pound. Fresh Roma tomatoes, 98 cents a pound. Lemons or limes get 2 for $1. Extra large green bell peppers, 98 cents each. Jalapeno peppers, $1.48 a pound. The 8-ounce packages of Highline whole white mushrooms, 2 packages for $3. And Texas red grapefruit on sale for 98 cents. You can also get the 9-ounce bags of Dole Classic romaine lettuce, 2 for $3. Some of the other store-wide savings listed in this week's ad at the grocery cart: rice-a-roni or pasta-roni, 4 boxes for $5. Pace salsa or picante sauce, the 16-ounce jars, 2 for $5. Starkist chunk light tuna, the cans are on sale for 98 cents. Pringles, the mega Pringles are on sale for $2.73. And Heinz ketchup, 13 to 20-ounce bottles, are on sale for $2.98. If you were into college football and you watched all the bowl games and you watched the Duke's Mayonnaise Bowl, maybe you got inspired to try Duke's Mayonnaise. Well, if so, it's on sale. this week. 30-ounce jars are $4.98 at the grocery cart, and those are some of the things you'll save on and some of the specials that you'll find this week at the GK.
And remember, folks, they're open 7 days a week, and the bonus program they have there is fantastic. You can build up your bonus points, and you can get your gas discount through those bonus points when you fill up at Casey's. You can also use those bonus points to get bonus items that they have listed on their website and on their flyers that you can get absolutely free. So sign up for the bonus plan if you haven't. And remember, when you pull into the parking lot at Grocery Cart, they always are busy, but the front parking lot is almost always full, but there's plenty of parking on the west side of the store, and they keep everything cleaned up real nice, and they'd love to have you come in and do some shopping there. Also, if you're looking for some work, some employment, Steve would love to have you come in and talk about some positions they have open at the Grocery Cart in Broken Bow. That's a look at the specials and a little information about the Grocery Cart. News is next.
You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go, go, go! On KCNI, KBBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News Brief. Our CBS poll finds former President Trump leading GOP candidates nationwide as Republicans in Iowa get set to caucus tonight. CBS's Ed O'Keefe is in Des Moines.
The hope is to build attention and momentum for the rest of the campaign, but that could be complicated by the sub-zero temperatures and whether people will show up.
The temperature there right now, -11. At least 4 deaths in Oregon are blamed on the deep freeze. Democratic and Republican leaders in Washington have unveiled a plan to keep the government funded past Friday. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer.
I have worked with Leader McConnell. He agrees with me that we should avoid a shutdown. So hopefully we can get this done.
100 days into the Israel-Hamas war, the Pentagon says the U.S. thwarted a missile that was aimed squarely at an American warship in the Red Sea. CBS's Charlie Daggett.
The military says the U.S. aircraft shot it down mid-air interception off the coast of Yemen.
CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
In Nebraska news, a woman is dead after a fire at a South Kearney home early Sunday morning. The Kearney Volunteer Fire Department was dispatched to a report of smoke coming from a residence on the 1200 block of B Avenue. Before the Kearney Volunteer Fire Department got to the scene, a Kearney police officer advised that there was heavy smoke coming from the structure and a window had broken. Upon arrival, the Kearney Volunteer Fire Department initiated fire attack and a primary search of the structure. A short time later, firefighters located and removed one occupant from the structure. The occupant, an adult female, was pronounced dead a short time later. Kearney Volunteer Fire Department members continued the fire attack and search of the structure. The fire was extinguished and no additional occupants were located during the search. The department was assisted by the Gibbon Volunteer Fire Department, Kearney Police Department, Nebraska Public Power District, and Northwestern Energy. The Nebraska State Fire Marshal was called to assist the Kearney Volunteer Fire Department with the origin and cause investigation. The fire remains under investigation. However, the initial investigation indicates the fire was accidental and caused by an electrical event inside of the structure. That's Nebraska News.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Eddie Garcia.
In the NFL Super Wildcard Weekend, had a pair of games on Sunday with the Lions holding off the Rams for a 24-23 win. Detroit quarterback Jared Goff beats his old team and the quarterback he was traded away for, Matthew Stafford. Goff with a touchdown pass. David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs each had touchdown runs. Detroit wins its first playoff game in 32 years and snapped an NFL record 9-game playoff losing skid. Packers beat the Cowboys 48-32. Green Bay had leads of 27-0 and 48-16 as they hand the Cowboys their first home loss of the season, eliminating from the playoffs. Green Bay quarterback Jordan Love, 3 touchdown passes, and running back Aaron Jones, 3 touchdown runs. Packers will be at the 49ers next Saturday. Bills host the Steelers today, 4:30 p.m. Eastern, in a game moved from Sunday to Monday due to severe weather in Buffalo. And at 8:15 p.m. Eastern time, it's the Buccaneers hosting the Eagles in the final Wildcard Weekend playoff game.
Here's your weatherology forecast. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. A wind chill warning continues. Chance for snow today, otherwise sunshine mixed with clouds at times. Daytime highs approaching 2 above. Northwest winds 15 to 20 miles per hour. Clear skies tonight, lows dip down to about 13 below. a dusting of snow today. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki.
Does your financial advisor take the time to really listen to you? Is your financial strategy personalized for you and your family? Will your financial advisor be there as your life and financial situations change? Hi, I'm Janet Lawhorn.
And I'm Tim McCaslin.
Your local Edward Jones financial advisors. When we work together, we'll focus on what's important to you.
We'll create a personalized financial strategy backed by our advice, tools, and resources to help you reach your goals. And we'll partner to help your strategy stay on track, no matter what happens. Contact us today at 308-872-6849 or visit edwardjones.com. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
You know, it's true. Difficult times have a way of focusing us. We have to think about what matters most when it comes to our spending, our health care. This is why so many people are joining Medishare right now. Medishare is a trusted way to save up to 50% on your monthly health care costs. More than 400,000 people have already made the switch. It's pretty obvious why, too, especially now during this challenging season with healthcare costs and out-of-pocket expenses going up. Medishare can save you a lot of money. The typical family saves $500 a month. Medishare works, too. It's been around for 30 years. Members have shared more than $5 billion of each other's bills. There are different options to choose from to fit your budget. I'll give you the number here in a second, and if you call, you can get a price within 2 minutes. Maybe now is the perfect time to make the switch and start saving. Here you go. Call 877-26-BIBLE. That's 877-26-BIBLE. 877-26-BIBLE.
4 degrees below zero under a cloudy sky. Still some light snow in the air this morning. Winds out of the north 10 to 15. That's putting your wind chills at about 20 below zero right now. Barometric pressure still rising at 30.28. Humidity holding at 79%. Our high yesterday, 2 below zero with an overnight low of 13. As I mentioned, 16 below the night before. And that was close to matching some records. I know in the east end of the state, they were talking about 16 and 17 below, matching some records in Lincoln. So we were in the ballpark there, records that we really don't want to complete. Sunrise this morning at 8:03, sunset at 8:32, sunrise tomorrow morning at 8:02. A trace of precipitation the last couple of mornings after either snow or blowing snow, not real significant amounts, but right now we're at 30 hundredths precipitation for the month. 4 below zero under a cloudy sky, winds out of the north 10 to 15, wind chills right at 20 below zero. That's a look at weather and news. We'll be right back with more information following these important messages.
Ag producers know that healthy soil is the foundation for profitable, productive, and sound agricultural systems. Learn more about grazing strategies for optimum benefit to your herd and your soil, along with other related topics at AeroSeed's annual Soil Health Regeneration Conference, Wednesday the 31st in Broken Bow, featuring Nick Smith from Epworth, Iowa. Seating is limited for this free conference, so pre-registration by January 25th is required. Learn more and register online at aeroseed.com or call AeroSeed in Broken Bow by January 25th.
Tie downs, straps, hooking up the trailer, backing up the trailer, undoing the straps, unloading the trailer, parking the trailer. Then you get to start the project. We'll skip straight to getting to work with the help of Ansley Lumber and Supply with their offering of delivery. The only question is, what new hobby will you pick up with that spare time? From whole home packages to reliable brands of shingles, decking, windows, premium lumber, and more. Ansley Lumber, downtown Ansley.
There's a lot of uncertainty in ag and business today. One thing you can always count on, though, is Nebraska State Bank looking for ways to help local ag producers and businesses be successful. Right now, NSB is running an ag and commercial equipment loan special that features a 7.95% fixed interest rate for qualified customers. Offer valid through January 15th, 2024. Call one of their local, experienced ag loan officers at 872-2466 to find out more about this limited-time loan special. Nebraska State Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The music to get your day started right.
I listen every morning.
The Breakfast Show on KCNI KBBN.
808. Trotter Incorporated in Arcadia is looking to fill a position farm tire repair technician is needed for Trotter service in Arcadia. Other duties may include oil changes, small tire repair, and pumping gas for customers. You need a CDL or a clean driving record so you can get a CDL. They're going to pay $18 to $25 an hour based on experience. Benefits include health and life insurance, 401k, cafeteria plan, and paid vacation. Experience would be great, but they will train the right person. To apply, stop in or message on Trotter Inc. Facebook page, Indeed.com, or call the office at 308-789-6200.
All right, let's go through the weather-related announcements that we have for you at this time. We received word just a few minutes ago, really, that Anselmo Myrna Public Schools are now closed today, so we want to get that on the air. Anselmo Myrna Public Schools now showing closed for today. Rest of the school information that we have at this time, Ansley still showing a 10 o'clock start today. No school at Arcadia. They are closed. Arnold Public Schools closed today. Broken Bow High School and Middle School, Broken Bow Schools showing a 10 o'clock start today. No breakfast served. Burwell Public Schools and Calamus Preschool showing closed today. Callaway Schools are closed. Gothenburg Public Schools are closed today. Litchfield Public Schools showing a 10 o'clock start. No wrestling or junior high basketball today. Loop City Public Schools showing a 10 o'clock start. Loop County Public Schools in Taylor, no school, no activities. Ord Public Schools are closed. Sandhills Public Schools in Dunning are closed today, no activities. Sargent Schools are closed, no school, no activities. Stapleton Schools are closed, and Thetford Public Schools are closed today. That's the school information that we have. A couple of other notes. Prairie Pioneer Center in Broken Bow announcing that they are closed today because of the weather. The Gothenburg Senior Center is closed today. And the Cozad Haymaker Grand Generation Center closed today. No bus service.
All right, thanks, Brent. And by the way, the banks are closed today.
Yes, they are.
So no 10 o'clock starts or anything like that for the banks.
That was planned, though.
That was planned. That was planned because
Yes.
Martin Luther King Jr. Day today. Our next guests are in. Our first guests in the studio. They've endured the weather out there this morning. Deb McCaslin, Betsy Smith is here on behalf of teammates. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning. Good morning.
Boy, is it still snowing a little bit out there?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. It's kind of like Brent said. He walked out this morning, and it was kind of like a slap in the face. How could it still be snowing after all we've been through?
I agree, Brent.
I mean, the cold's bad enough, but then when there were flakes in the air this morning, I'm like, are you kidding me?
Didn't there used to be a saying that it was too cold to snow? I mean,
I've heard
I think
that.
we've proven this wrong. But
I believe the people in the eastern end of the state would definitely disagree with that. Boy, they've been buried, haven't they?
They really have been.
I think the word of the day that my husband keeps using every time he comes back in is it's brutal out there.
It is. It is. Yesterday a lot of people were out scooping as we were, and if you were behind a building somewhere and the wind wasn't hitting you, you was working well enough that it didn't, seemed okay. But man, when that wind got to you, it really, really hurt, didn't it? Yeah, I have to be careful out there.
Yes,
Yeah.
I know.
So, but I think we got it scooped out because we wanted to get you guys in here this morning to talk about teammates.
Aw, thanks. I feel so special.
You are special. Enjoyed the conversation, Deb, we had the other day. And the idea here with Mr. Toby was to get elementary kids involved. And I know that's kind of a long-term goal to do that because it means teammates will continue to prosper and grow, right?
Absolutely. And there's just real joy in taking a child from the elementary school all the way through high school as a mentor and then to later become their friend as adults. It's just absolutely is like gaining a new family member. It's really cool.
Betsy, why is it? Let me ask you this question.
Okay.
You're a parent. I know you've just had some, the kids are growing up on you.
I know. They are.
So are they at the point now then that they're beginning to think that you're pretty smart and are that, you know, that happens. There's a point like somewhere around 13, 14 where no parents are very smart, but someone else is. That's where teammates can come in.
Yeah, you got it.
Help out a little bit. So
yeah, exactly. And that's that. You know, you bring up a really great point. Is when you are a mentor, when you're a mentor of any kind, especially with teammates, is we really stress that you're not their parent.
Right.
You know, you're not their teacher. You're not their counselor, anything like that. What you are is your friend. You're a friend to them. And yeah, sometimes does that mean, do I ask, hey, how's school going? You know, is everything going okay? You know, how are the grades? You know?
And it doesn't mean that once in a while you don't sit back and go, have you thought that through?
Yeah.
Let's talk that through.
Yeah.
Well, it's nice to have somebody always in a lot of different circumstances outside the orbit that you're in, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's probably no different for students. It's nice to have somebody outside of that day-to-day orbit they're in to just have some relaxation time with, maybe create a friendship, as Deb mentioned. It's pretty important.
Yeah, it's exactly right. It's really nice because you aren't in their orbit. You're not in their family. You're not in their, you know, you're not in their friend group even, you know. So sometimes you can offer a really great outside perspective if they want to listen to that. But sometimes you're just, you know, you can talk about, like, sometimes we talk about things like how it was when I was her age, or different things, different commonalities that we have, or, you know, luckily I do have daughters, and they're young enough for me to kind of sort of have an idea of what's cool and what's not cool.
Right.
Not that I'm cool in my daughter's eyes, but I'm not. But, you know, I can offer some perspective because I'm an outsider looking in. I guess I think that sometimes the mentees do appreciate that, even though they might not tell you, or even they might. I don't know.
I think it's just, you're exactly right on that. I think one of my coolest moments with one of my mentees, was during about middle of her sophomore year, and I walked in and we'd been having lunch every week with her and her friends, which it's amazing what you learn when you have this group of girls sitting around a table just talking like crazy. And she was sitting by herself, and I sat down. I said, "Oh, what's up?" And she goes, "I decided today I didn't want to share. I want to talk to just you." And she wanted to talk about colleges because she'd really been thinking long term, and she really just wanted another perspective on this is what she was thinking, and did I think she could succeed? Absolutely, I thought. I knew she could, but she wasn't sure in her own eyes if she could succeed.
Right. And sometimes it does take just that extra, as a mentor, you could give them that extra positive boost. You know, sometimes we as kids, I remember poo-pooing my parents, like, oh yeah, they have to tell me they like me. They have to think that I'm great or whatever. But to have another adult come in and tell you, I think you're awesome. You know, I mean, I think I would have benefited from that. I don't know about you guys. But.
And sitting back and going, wow, you did that? What a great decision that you made. That was just really, really cool. I enjoyed it very much.
So now it'll be for elementary kids, so that's going to be a little bit different. That might be just coming in and spending time playing cards or you know, doing some hobby sort of things rather than discussing college at the elementary level.
I think elementary kids are so cool. I am really looking forward to the launch of this program because I'm going to take on they'll take me on really, an elementary student, and I'm really looking forward to that. They bring this wide-eyed vision to the world, and they bring on dad jokes. You know, so if you're well versed in dad jokes, you can definitely speak 3rd and 4th grade.
Well, if you see an elementary student with like a zombie joke book, be prepared because
oh really?
They're really terrible. But kids' sense of humor is a little different at that point. Yeah.
You know, it does. I think it keeps us young.
I think so.
And I think one of the very best parts of the Teammates organization is that you're in the school. You know, I'm a grandma. And I remember when my kids graduated like in 1999 and 2000. So I was out of the school for a long time, and being back in the schools and feeling that vitality and that vibrancy of being around these kids is just really, really neat. Mm-hmm. And you know and it's really cool to know what's going on. The good, the bad, the ugly, just like Mr. Toby said last week, the mentors see the good, the bad, the ugly, but they also see the good of everything going on in our schools. And I absolutely love that aspect.
So one of the things I thought about after you were here and saw where you're coming in this morning was the fact that there's probably a little bit more of a comfort zone out there for people considering taking part in the teammates program with elementary kids. The good news is once they join your team and start working with elementary kids, they may enjoy it so much that they'll, as you said earlier, go right on through that with that student at high school level or junior high level. But they also may decide, hey, I want to spend time with some different age of kids now that I'm comfortable with the program. So it's probably a good genesis for people to get involved, because I guess we're more comfortable sometimes with little kids than we are junior high or high school, right?
There is so much truth to what you just said, and it's just the one thing that I'd really like to bring up about the Broken Bow Teammates program is we have never been held back by the number of kids who want to be in the program.
That's true.
We are held back completely by how many adults step up. It does not take as much time as you think it does, and it's a self-nominated program, which means the kids come into the program saying, I want to be in the program. And the adults come into the program saying, I want to be in the program. And it doesn't mean that you sign on the dotted line and say, I will do this for the rest of my life. It means I will try this year and see how it works. I've got to warn you, you may absolutely fall in love with the program. But it's always, and it maintains that self-nominated thing. So if something doesn't work out, it means that you can gracefully backtrack out.
Right. Although I will say that when I started, I went in with the mindset of, hey, I want to try to become friends with this kid, for more than 1 year. Mm-hmm. I know some are really hesitant, and that's okay. You can try it out. But like on the flip side, I really wanted to be able to say that I made an effort in this kid's life.
Yes.
I had the honor of my second teammate, which I'm still teammates with. She was in 5th grade when she and I started, getting together for teammates. And just like what Dave said, we played games. At recess, we played Foursquare, just different things like that. It was so fun. And the energy that elementary school kids have and the school itself is just undeniable. It's awesome. And it gives you energy to go the rest of your day. And literally, it's half an hour out of one day of your week. It's pretty cool just to be able to give back. And sometimes, you kind of get where, as a mentor, you're like, gosh, am I even making an impact on this kid's life? Do they even like me anymore? You kind of have the doubt set in, and then you miss a week, and then you hear about it.
That is, oh my gosh, that is so true. The thing about the key to being a really great mentor is being there. Mm-hmm. You keep your word. You say you're going to be there, so you show up. Or you call the school and say, oh, by the way, I'm sick today, or what have you. Mm-hmm. And the school will contact you if that particular child is sick that day. So there's this great conversation between the school, but the key is that you keep your word. I know I started with my first mentor as the second semester of her 4th grade year. She's a junior in college now, and I'm still her mentor. And the idea of being a part of this child's life for that period of time, she kind of becomes one of your own, which is, I'm just blessed, very, very blessed with that particular friendship. And then after she graduated, I took on a senior. And then I'm still friends with him. And it's just really, you know, it goes, it was kind of fun. Oh, by the way, I took a new job today. It's just been a lot of fun getting to know these kids on a very, very personal level under the safety umbrella of the school, because you meet in the school environment. And the mentors do undergo a background check, which I'm pleased about. Yeah. And you've got certain parameters. You know, you're not their chauffeur. You're not their parent. You're not their teacher. You are not their ATM. There are just certain things you are not. But what you are is you are their friend. And you're that friend who's reliable. And they know that they can come to you in confidence because you will keep your mouth shut. And they know that they can ask you a point-blank question. It's like, I hadn't thought of that. Can you give me 30 seconds to think that one through? Because that will happen, especially in high school and college. But in elementary school, you play games, mine liked to play soccer. Only when she played soccer, it was more like dodgeball, because she had a really mean kick. And I could always tell what mood she was in that day, because if she was in a great mood, I'd walk in and she goes, "Hey, can we play backgammon today?" But if things weren't going particularly well, it was soccer on the ball field. So you always know, or you just take walks and talk. It's absolutely great. And you look around at the other mentors and the things they're doing. There were some grandmas that were teaching the girls how to crochet and how to knit and things like that. I hate crafts, so that was never going to be in my conversation. But there were other people that would shoot hoops. There was one year both of these individuals have moved out of town, but they built model rockets all year. Wow. He worked at BD and was an engineer, and man, he had the skills to teach that stuff. And you could tell that his mentee absolutely loved every minute of it. So there's just so many things, and we have the resources to put into place the things that you'd like to do.
All right, so now you're making a Q&A available for folks out there maybe that have been sparked and got some interest going here. Talk about that a little bit.
Yes, absolutely. There'll be 2 sessions, and it's going to be Thursday this week. And by the way, so far Thursday doesn't have snow. Excuse me, I'm wrong. Thursday has snow. We're meeting on Wednesday. The old age in me was coming out. We're meeting Wednesday, January 17th at noon at the hospital, and then 5:30 at the library. We'll have Tiffany Nichols with us. She just got married over Christmas, so it's been hard for me to learn her new name, her new last name. But she's the North Central Regional Coordinator for Teammates. She's a very skilled speaker, just a wonderful, dynamic person. You'll enjoy getting to meet her. So noon at the hospital or 5:30 at the library this Wednesday.
Okay. All right. And that is there for folks. And then I assume if they can't make either one of these times or locations, they can give you a call and get more information.
Oh, absolutely. Give me a call on my cell, 870-2909, or just log on to teammates.org, and they will forward any information.
Okay.
And
there's, and I'm at Nebraska State Bank, and if anyone ever wants to just chat about it or ask questions, I'm always available. I'll talk about the program and my experiences, but it's such a rewarding experience, and I really hope the Broken Bow is, and the community around us is so awesome at stepping up and helping, and it's our hope as a board and as a group, the people that are mentors right now, is that Broken Bow as a community really steps up. Again, the adults step up and give back in this way, because I can guarantee you are going to get more than you receive.
And if noon hour does not work out for you, there are other times that students can meet. If they have a study hall and they're in junior high or high school, they have a study hall, they are definitely welcome to meet during the study hall. And I know all through junior high, I met my mentee before school. We met at 7 because that was better for her and it was better for me.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming in on a cold, frigid day with such warm thoughts. We appreciate that. Betsy Smith and Deb McCaslin with the Teammates program. Again, the Q&A, sponsored by the Rotary, is at noon on Wednesday, January 17th at the conference room at the hospital. And when you walk in, if you've not been to the conference room, just ask. They'll get you there because it's kind of deep back into the hallways back there.
We'll have somebody at the front door directing.
Right. And then, of course, the Broken Bow Library has the nice meeting room that you can meet in at 5:30 on that same day. Thanks, ladies.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Be careful out there.
And thank you for everything you do for the community. You always have open ears and open minds and a great conversation.
Well, we appreciate you guys coming in. We'll take a time out, and we have a little music lined up for Martin Luther King Jr. Day. That's coming up right after this.
Would you like to make 2024 a rewarding year? Look no further. Apply for the Burning Bank credit card today so you can earn rewards on everyday purchases. Choose from our 4 credit card levels we offer and shop in-store or online, pay bills, travel locally or abroad, and earn rewards with every purchase. You can apply online at bruningbank.com or come in and see us at 803 South D Street in Broken Bow. Bruning Bank. Build, grow, thrive in the new year. Bruning Bank. Member FDIC.
This is John Farley with Lashley Land and Recreational Brokers. And here we understand your land represents a lifetime of hard work and the decision to sell does not come lightly. I'd be happy to provide a free, no obligation opinion of value to assist in your estate planning. Inventory is very low at the moment, so now may be the best time to get the highest dollar for your lifetime of land stewardship and sweat equity. Whatever your goal is, I'm here to help. Call me, John Farley, or check us out at lashleyland.com.
It is 8:30, and before we go to that song, maybe we should check in with Brent and see if he has any updates or if he'd like to go through the postponement list here at this time.
I don't think there's any changes from the last time we read these. The most recent change, we do want to make sure you're aware, Ann Summer Public Schools have now decided to close for today. So Ann Summer schools are closed. The rest of the school information that we have at this time, Ansley Public Schools still showing 10 o'clock start. Arcadia schools are closed today. Arnold schools are closed. Broken Bow schools planning for a 10 o'clock start, no breakfast served. Burwell schools and Calamus preschool closed today. Callaway schools are closed. Gothenburg public schools are closed. Litchfield planning to start at 10 a.m. today, but no wrestling or junior high basketball for Litchfield public schools. Loop City planning a 10 o'clock start. Loop County public schools in Taylor closed today. Ord schools are closed. Sandhill schools in Dunning are closed, no activities. Sargent schools are closed, no school, no activities. Stapleton schools are closed, no honor band there today. And Thetford public schools are closed today as well. Also, Prairie Pioneer Center in Broken Bow announcing that they are closed today. The Gothenburg Senior Center is closed today. And Cozad Haymaker Grand Generation Center is closed, no bus service.
All right, thank you very much, Brent. This is Martin Luther King Jr. Day, as we mentioned. And the way the world is right now, we probably need to reference back to some of the words that Martin Luther King Jr. Left us. I was driving the car the other day and listening, of course, to KBBN 95.3 FM. And Derek Trucks and Buddy Guy have a song that I heard on the radio, and I thought that would be a good one to play on Monday. So here it is. It's called Skin Deep.
Don't let that balance issue keep you at home, or if it does, we can come to you. Call Team Physical Therapy 872-5111.
Nebraska Owners Insurance Agency takes pride in offering the best rate and coverage, perfectly catered to your needs. They're excited to announce that their location in Broken Bow has moved. You can now find them on the east side of the square inside the Broken Bow Chamber of Commerce building. We all have our busy seasons, and when we aren't busy, insurance is a great thing to review before you're busy yet again. Talk to Chip in Callaway or Allison in Broken Bow to review your farm and commercial plans. Nebraska Owners Insurance Agency in Callaway and Broken Bow.
You're listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show with Dave and Brent.
8:38, 4 degrees below zero, winds out of the north 10 to 15, so your wind chill right now is right about 20 below, which is about 20 degrees better than it was yesterday. So I guess we can look at it that way, right, Scotty?
Let's stay positive.
Scotty is here from the Economic Development of Custer County. I think you have a meeting scheduled for today, and that's going on as scheduled. Maybe we should start there.
Yes, it's a big meeting, so I'm going to push through. I actually just caught Deb and Norm on the way out, and she suggested setting up a Zoom link, and I think that's a really good idea with the weather, so I'll be sending that out.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm scheduled for a eye appointment, so I might be late, but I'll try to be there.
That's okay. Please show up. It's a big one. We're electing officers. This is the year where a lot of that is rolling over, and then also we've got a new secretary and treasurer lined up. Mm-hmm. So a lot of, kind of administrative things, but big things for the organization, because we like to see our secretary and treasurer stay long term. So these elections will hopefully be, I told the treasurer that we've been talking to, she has to do it for 30 years, and she said, as long as I stay, she'll stay. So,
well, it is important. That's one of the debates they have about, only letting people in public office serve 1 or 2 terms or whatever. I guess the downside of that is they just get really experienced and know what they're doing, and then they don't let them run again. That's one side of the argument. The other is they get too entrenched. But in your case, the longer they're there, the more they know. They've seen things before when they pop up and come up to where they know how to handle them, and you all work as a team. It makes sense that it's important to you to have a team that you know is going to be with you a while.
Yeah, it's nice to have some longevity with some of those officers, especially in the secretary and treasurer side of things. Like before I started working for EDC, I was the secretary for 6 years. Prior to that, I think Deb was the secretary for who knows how long, a really long time. So it helps with remembering, processes and things that have worked in the past.
And somebody asked a question at the meeting, why is this in this column and not in that column?
Yeah.
And, those are good questions to ask, but if you're just getting your feet wet, it might take you a while to answer them. So
right, and Lauren's not there anymore to answer all of those original questions.
Because Lauren always asks good questions, very important ones. So, all right, so this is a big day for kind of restructuring, but hopefully reinforcing what you already have.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's nice to see some new faces on the board too. Bringing in some younger faces and some people who are newer to the community or grew up in the community and then came back. And so they've got great ideas, and bringing a different perspective to the table is really important for us. After we get these officers elected and get our base underneath of us, we need to have some serious conversations about, okay, what are our goals going forward? Because in my opinion, we're wrapping up with some of our bigger projects from our last strategic plan. We got to figure out what we want to do going forward with, housing money. Is childcare more of a priority? Things like that, I have what I think we should do, but I do work for a board of over 30 people. So some of those things we need to get together and get some committees reestablished. We had housing committees, childcare committees, workforce committees that just kind of slowly fizzled over the last couple of years, and we really need to get those things reestablished and rolling and get some key leaders in some of those roles that will really get some things rolling again. We've definitely got, like Chris Smith was our chairman for the last 2 years. He was really driving forward on, the housing and the child care and the wellness initiatives. Some of those things just take a long time.
They do.
and so if we can get back to where we've got some committees and some people that can surround a problem and come at it with some new ideas, I think it'll really help us renew our fight a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So,
if you're just tuning in, Scotty Ross is with us with the Economic Development Corporation, Custer County, and some of the things that you mentioned, housing, child care, those are tough nuts to crack because everybody's having the same problem, especially in rural parts of the country. And so, it's not going to be easy. It's going to take a long time. And so you just want to make that clear, and you just did. Mm-hmm. Let's not expect this to get better later this year, right?
Right.
Something that's going to be taking hard work and some good fortune along the way as well.
And the great thing is we've got a community that's willing to really get behind a cause and do what's good for everybody. But, like we sat down with the Scott Foundation to talk about some funding initiatives for wellness and child care in Custer County. And, they looked right at us and said, listen, if you're not willing to accept the fact that this might take 10 years, it might not happen. Mm-hmm. So you've got to understand it does. And of course, nobody sitting at our table is gonna accept that we're gonna spend 10 years on it. But we do understand that it does take time, and things have to fall into place.
And there have been some successes in the housing side of things that you highlighted the last time you were here, and Keith highlighted before. Ongoing projects that you have been. I know you've been instrumental in the lack of a better word, the paperwork side of it, the filing for grants and all that sort of thing, and all the hoops that none of us know you got to jump through to make this all happen. But there have been success in that arena.
Right. It doesn't feel like much, but 3 houses makes a little bit of a difference, and there's a family living in each one of them. Through that Nebraska Affordable Housing Trust Fund that we have just wrapped up. I'm working with Central Nebraska Economic Development to wrap up all the paperwork and final reporting on that fund. And, right now we've got it earmarked to go forward with more housing projects. But that's something we need to sit down with the board and maybe some committees and make some decisions. Okay, do we want to turn around and use that $200,000+ that's left over in that fund as a match to apply back to the trust fund and then get some more funds and try to do it again? Or the thing that comes with that is the income restrictions. Mm-hmm. So if we use it to continue to build homes, just the money the way it is, then there's less restrictions on it. And again, I have things that I think I would do, but I work for a board, and we need to get everybody together and get everybody's ideas and thoughts on it. So
yeah. The child care issue, huge everywhere. And in that particular matter, in metro to rural, it doesn't matter. There's people that want to go to work that really can't afford child care and health insurance and all of those sorts of things. That makes it really tough for both parties of a couple to work. But
yet it's also hard to live on one income.
It is very hard.
It's a catch-22.
It's really tough. So I know you've been working on that with some other possibilities. Is any of that going to be discussed today at the meeting?
A lot of that is still going on kind of behind the scenes, trying to line some things up. We had a couple of locations lined up for a child care provider that's interested in coming to the area. Those fell through. Again, it's just kind of a matter of putting your head down and plowing through and not taking no for an answer. And, basically what I've said to this gal and what, Chris has said in his dealings with her is, hey, just come. We'll find you a place. We need you. Mm-hmm. So, I'm hopeful that we'll find a place and we'll find even with this new child care provider that's interested in bringing 150 spots to the area. That's not going to touch our shortage, unfortunately. But how do you eat an elephant?
Yeah, there you go. How do you? A little at a time, right? So. We should also mention there are some very good child care providers that are doing the very best they can and growing in the county. So those are some things that we want to highlight when we can, too. Brent lives right beside the daycare center that the Shaws have.
And Precious Angels.
Right, and they continue to, get a house and add on, and they've been doing things in other communities. So there's some good things happening there. Yeah. We shouldn't get downtrodden on it, because there are some things happening, and there's others besides that. Was just aware of that because they live in our neighborhood.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. She stepped up and really helped the Callaway community when they had one that shut down. And there's people willing to help, but then you always run into the issue of, okay, who's going to work there? Yeah. So it's ongoing, but I still believe very strongly that we have such a great community to live in that those people will come. We just have to keep plowing forward. So.
Yeah. Now, you're a businesswoman, so you're also a numbers person, which I don't know how I don't know how anybody can be a numbers person, but I run a calculator to a certain degree, so I'm not going to pretend to be an expert in this part of it. But one of the things I think too, that as a business person, a fellow business person with you, I'm in one way glad to see the minimum wage and the salaries go up, the benefits that people pretty much have to offer now to get somebody hired. But you also see the costs go up on the other end. And as a business person, I know you watch that. A hamburger doesn't cost what a hamburger used to cost anymore. That's probably your easiest example, because because the labor cost and the food cost is so much more.
Yeah. Biggest thing is a gallon of milk or a dozen eggs. Yeah. You're walking out of the grocery store with twice the bill you did 2 years ago for the same groceries, and I think it's the same everywhere. It's not just here.
Right.
It's economic things that are still working themselves out from what we went through in 2020, I think, and hopefully there will be some correction in the coming year or so. But as far as the minimum wage topic, I don't know that it's really going to affect many employers in this area, just because there's such a demand for workforce anyway.
I agree.
That, you can talk about it, but you were already having to pay people more than what they set minimum wage at anyways. And we've got employers here that are so passionate about taking care of good employees that they already offered the most benefits they could anyways. So I don't foresee that affecting a lot of our employers in this area, or really across rural America, just because there is such a demand for workforce.
Yeah, that's obvious.
And that's just natural economics, right?
Yeah.
I mean, supply and demand.
Right. It's just amazing. I think the one thing since the pandemic that you mentioned is people ask, where did all the workers go? Where did all the people go that used to work? Why can't we fill these positions? It's just a different dynamic, isn't it?
It is. And, we're coming into the boomer generation that's retiring. So you lost a lot of workforce that way. A lot of them are like you that don't want to retire yet, and they're going to work a lot longer than they maybe anticipated, just because they're healthy and willing to. Yeah. But I think that makes a difference. And then also, I will say one thing. My husband says this all the time. Kids can't work as young as they used to be able to.
That's true.
I had my first job when I was 12.
Right.
And a lot of those were the food service jobs, the grocery store jobs that we're really short on in this town. So I really think that has made a difference too, especially in rural America. Agreed.
And then there's some stipulations that they can work at a young age, but there are certain things they can't do. That there's
so many restrictions on hours and duties.
Equipment that they can work with, which is fine. You don't want anybody to get hurt. Also, now I'll be a baby boomer, and you'll hear how I walked uphill both ways to school, and it was blizzarding every day. But you didn't have as many. It was even guys who played football in my day might have had a job at the grocery store, or that were athletes, still were able to
went to work after practice.
Yeah.
Or worked on the weekends.
And that just doesn't seem to be the way it is anymore. So if kids are really involved in a lot of activities, it's hard for a business person to justify we'd like to have you here, but if you can only work Tuesdays from Tuesday mornings or, Saturday afternoons, it's tough.
Yep. And my daughter ran into that a lot too when she works 3 jobs at a time because she doesn't know how not to. But, when she was working at the pool or Runza or different places, kids would have to call in on their shift because parents wanted to go to the lake for the weekend. Well, we didn't plan ahead. And so then they're no-showing. And I understand from a parent perspective, you're not going to leave your kid home alone. No. Nothing against teenagers, but they're teenagers.
they have their I got
their
you.
Tendencies.
Yeah, tendencies. There you go.
We were all once.
Yeah. So this is all part of the economics that you have control of and you don't have control of.
Exactly, because really, as you talk through that, it's a sign of prosperity that parents have weekends off now and they have the money to travel and they have the money for a lake house or a vacation or whatever. And so they're taking their kids with them instead of everybody, just getting by or trying to get ahead and not traveling or doing anything. And so it's,
Yeah, it was a big deal if you got in a car and drove around, picked up an ice cream cone. I mean, that was do you want to ask Dad if we can stop and get an ice cream cone? And they always said yes. I don't know why we were so nervous about it. Or go out to eat. That was more of
a big deal.
An occasion rather than an everyday deal.
Even when I was growing up, we never ate out.
Yeah.
It was a huge deal.
Yeah. And that affects the economy in another way. People like who work, grab lunch somewhere rather than go home or
pack a lunch. Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty complicated, but in a way, it's supply and demand, as you mentioned.
Yeah, it goes right back to that. So we'll just, it's a sign of good times, but it's also a problem that we have to address. So.
Yeah. And you guys will do that as we go along and make those adjustments. And can you talk a little bit, real quick, before we close, Scotty? I don't take too much of your time, but there's the board, and then executive board. I mean, a lot of times I feel like going to the meeting today, you report on what work has been done and you do vote on particular major items, but there's all this work that goes on with different committees and executive board members. Is that the correct term?
So it's in the bylaws. It's technically called an executive committee.
Okay.
And what it consists of is all the officers. So your chair, vice chair, secretary, treasurer, and then a few other key members that maybe have served as a chair in the past or have certain ties for whatever reason. So it's about 10 people. And that's kind of my go-to for I need to make a decision this week, and I don't have a meeting for 3 weeks.
Nice.
And so executive kind of explains it very well. They're there to help me execute things day-to-day, important decisions or decisions that maybe can't be discussed openly with 30 or 40 people. So it's a very confidential group of people. They understand everything that we talk about within this committee is not to leave the room. There's certain business dealings and things that are being lined up through decisions on this committee that don't leave the room. So
yeah, it makes sense. If there's a deal that's being negotiated, you really don't need a lot of different players. You need the two that are making the deal, right?
Yep.
And you want to help facilitate that, but you don't want to make it too complicated.
Right. Even 10 people manage to make it complicated from time to time, if you can imagine.
Well, that's why we were just talking about, I'm not sure the caucus thing works anymore.
I know. What does? I don't know.
I don't know either. Anything, we've been bouncing around here a little bit. I love talking to you, but is there anything that you wanted to highlight that we didn't ask you about?
Well, just one last thing real quick before I leave. I'll leave you with a little bit of a cliffhanger. We've got a big announcement today. I found a new project coordinator. So stay tuned.
All right.
Somebody to replace what I used to do.
Fantastic. So again, keep those cylinders pumping, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm really excited. I'll share her name and her credentials and all that information at the meeting this afternoon. And we'll elect our officers and really get rolling, hit the ground running this year. So.
All right, Scotty. Thanks a lot.
Yeah,
appreciate
thank you. Good to be here.
Well, let's see here. I have one more from Brad Paisley. We'll switch gears here a little bit, Brent, but it's also in honor of Martin Luther King Jr. Day. And here it is for you.
Last-minute pleas to Iowans to get out and caucus tonight, despite below-zero temperatures.
You can't sit home. If you're sick as a dog, you say, darling, I gotta make it. Even if you vote and then pass away, it's worth it.
Our new CBS poll puts him in the lead nationwide. Nikki Haley fares best in a matchup with President Biden. Much of the country's in a deep freeze, including Memphis, where it's a bone-chilling 14 degrees.
Got like some hummus and pretzel chips, but I did stock up on like milk, bread, the usuals.
At least 4 deaths in Oregon are blamed on the Arctic blast, including 2 people who died of suspected hypothermia. Boeing says it'll increase inspections of its 737 MAX planes as part of its response to the Alaska Airlines blowout earlier this month, and it'll send a team to the manufacturer of the door plug involved in the accident. CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Monsi Bolaños.
Super Wildcard Weekend wraps up today in the NFL with another doubleheader. First, the Bills will host the Steelers with kickoff set for 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Then the Eagles will take on the Buccaneers in Tampa at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time. Yesterday, it was the Lions who held off the Rams for a 24-23 win. It was Detroit's first playoff win in 32 years. They also snapped an NFL record 9-game playoff losing skid. The Lions will host the winner of today's Eagles-Buccaneers game next Sunday. The Packers handed the Cowboys their first home loss of the season, coming out on top 48-32. Quarterback Jordan Love had 3 touchdown passes. Running back Aaron Jones, another hat trick with 3 rushing touchdowns. Green Bay will play at the 49ers next Saturday. In the NBA, Damian Lillard wins it for the Bucks with a 3-pointer at the buzzer, beating the Kings 143-142.
Here's your weatherology forecast. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. A wind chill warning continues. Chance for snow today, otherwise sunshine mixed with clouds at times. Daytime highs approaching 2 above. Northwest winds 15 to 20 miles per hour. Clear skies tonight, lows dip down to about 13 below. A dusting of snow today. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki.
You know, it's true. Difficult times have a way of focusing us. We have to think about what matters most when it comes to our spending, our health care. This is why so many people are joining Medishare right now. Medishare is a trusted way to save up to 50% on your monthly health care costs. More than 400,000 people have already made the switch. It's pretty obvious why, too, especially now during this challenging season with health care costs and out-of-pocket expenses going up. Medishare can save you a lot of money. The typical family saves $500 a month. Medishare works, too. It's been around for 30 years. Members have shared more than $5 billion of each other's bills. There are different options to choose from to fit your budget. I'll give you the number here in a second, and if you call, you can get a price within 2 minutes. Maybe now is the perfect time to switch and start saving. Here you go. Call 877-26-BIBLE. That's 877-26-BIBLE. 877-26-BIBLE.
Minus 4 degrees under a cloudy sky. Mo is here. Is it snowing out there yet, Mo?
No, it wasn't snowing.
Wasn't snowing? Okay, it's been snowing.
Blowing.
Still blowing? Oh. I thought you'd bring good news.
No.
Okay.
My road's not shut. That's good news.
That's good news. You got here.
I got here.
Actually, that gives us a chance to thank all the crews the last few days, opening and reopening roads and streets and so forth. I know you live in the country. It's a big deal.
I very much appreciate my maintainer man.
Maintainer man. There you go.
Yes.
And just individuals who are going out with their own tractor and clearing out driveways, maybe when they weren't even asked to. Yes. I know there's a lot of that goes on.
Yeah, we had that happen earlier this weekend. I don't know who it was. It was an orange tractor, Joan said, pulled in and pulled out our driveway, which really drastically reduced the amount of labor to clean up. You know, when you can have the big driveway pulled out, the rest of it's pretty...
Yep.
And I don't know who it was, but I might have spotted him around town doing some other things like that. That's the kind of people we live with. So.
Does he have a cab? Did he have a cab?
Yeah, he had a cab on it.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, well,
what a great guy. No, I mean, what a great guy. He's got a cab. Love that. I love that for him.
Yes,
Whoever
yeah.
it is.
Well, I don't know how you do it in this kind of weather if you didn't have a cab for very long.
Yeah, my husband's, he's pushing for that.
Oh, he wants a cab.
Yeah. Well, when there's too much snow around our block, and then Bow Storage, and then Mark Phillips had a little issue with his snowblower. So if there's a lot of snow, Mike uses a Bobcat. Well, there's no cap. You're in a cage, Yeah. And if there's not a lot of snow, he does the four-wheeler again,
Yeah.
So he's pushing. He sees Darren Kirkpatrick over there in his nice, cozy cab.
Well,
a little jealous.
Yeah, there's still guys and gals out there that feed with old tractors where they just have the wraparound canvas and try to stay warm off the engine heat. Yeah.
My dad fed cows with an old B forever.
Yeah. Had a loader on it, you used it, right?
You did, absolutely.
And there's still that going on out there. And then you have the people in the cabs. We just don't happen to be cab people, Mo.
I know. That's a dream.
We probably have to do it more often to make it worth having a tractor with a cab.
It's not like it's our, it's not our career. It's not our job. So I don't know. My husband can make it. He could come up with a reason, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, he will.
He's working on it.
As he gets older, he says, honey, I got to have a cab.
Absolutely.
I would get stiff and sore. I can't go out and do electric work.
To take care of your building.
Yes. It's not even my building, Mo. It's your building.
It's not his problem.
I have my own.
It's really my problem.
I have my own stuff going on with my own business.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, I can just hear it now. Maybe I should back up. Mo is here from Ideal Realty.
Yes.
And been out and about today and made it here because of the maintainer man and some of the people we've been talking about. This time of year, when it gets like this, I'm sure it gets a little bit slower because of the weather. But boy, will it boom when the sun comes out and we get up to... All it has to do now, Mo, is get to 15 degrees.
Right? I think... What did Mike say? It's going to be a heat wave by Thursday or Friday?
It might be 17.
Yes. We're going to be in shorts.
It is relative, though, isn't it? I mean, it does make you accept the weather that's like 20 much easier.
Yes. Well, it just cracks me up. I was at the grocery store, and it's like, oh, it was so nice. And I'm like, this is the way it's actually supposed to be to the calendar. That was fall. Winter's not until the end of December. We are in winter now.
Yes, we are.
So... I don't know. Why is it in our heads January hits and, it's almost spring? So winter just started.
Well, that is true. Now, I know you want to talk real estate, but
yeah.
So you get halfway through January and you're thinking, it's not too far till March.
Right.
February is a short month.
That's what we're also hopeful. It's that Nebraska mentality, isn't it? We're just so optimistic.
Yeah, but I've been through some mid-Marches that aren't much better than this.
February can be very cold.
Yes.
Yes. And it's so, with the real estate. So this is the time to be thinking of listing. We do need more listings. Kirsten just listed a house up on, I think it was North K, and we already have an offer on it.
Oh, good.
So things are rolling. I mean, it's your price. It's your price point. This was a very, very clean, nice 2-bedroom, 1 bath with a attached garage. So listed right under $100,000 there. We knew it was going to go fast. So depending on your price point, of course, that's how quickly they're going to go. But people are watching social media, watching the news. Mortgage rates are supposed to be, going down this year. So if you're looking at listing, now's the time. Or if you want to downsize or get a bigger house, it's still time to be thinking about it, because by the time you get your house listed and ready to go, those mortgage rates can come down. You're ready to move into something different. So it's kind of time to start acting on it. And I know in the bigger areas, what the real estate agents are saying is actually buy now. You can always refinance later. You wait until those mortgage rates come down, you're going to have more buyers vying for the same house.
That's a good point.
Right now you might get that house for list, close to list, maybe even a little bit less, maybe. But those mortgage rates come down, we're going to get more buyers again, and then you may not even get the house, or you might have to pay list or over. So that's kind of what they say is coming down the pike for this summer.
And we know from this last time period when interest rates got really low, if you're careful about setting up your loan, you want to make sure that you can go back in and adjust those rates later on.
Correct.
And you're good to go.
Yeah, just make sure when you're going and talking to your mortgage, to your loan officer, that you can adjust it later if it's a little bit higher. You can go in and refinance, and there's a cost to that. Ask them about it. You got to weigh I think back in the day, I don't know if this is the same. I know Mike and I's rule of thumb was it had to be down a full interest point before it was worth your money.
Yeah, to do all the paperwork.
Because you have to do title again and some of that stuff. So there's cost to it, but if the interest rate drops enough, it definitely is worth it.
And if you're thinking about upsizing, downsizing, going to one floor level, whatever the case may be, start planning to do the research now on it and get ready
Correct.
To go, right?
Yes, I've had a couple people approach me, so we will have some listings coming here in the next couple months. But if you're thinking about it, now's the time. Kirsten and I and Marion, we can come in and help you. What is selling. Maybe you got some bright colors. It's yucky out. Why not stay inside and paint a room or, change out some flooring. That LP, the laminate flooring is really in right now.
It sure is.
And it's so nice. I put some in. Oh.
It's so much easier, like if you spill something or you have pets, I think there's some real advantages there.
Cleans up so nice.
Yeah. You really maybe don't lay down on it as much as you did maybe and watch TV as you would when you had a carpeted living room. But
no,
a lot of times you'll find it not in a living room.
Right.
Dining room, kitchen.
Yes, dining room, kitchen, bathroom, laundry rooms, mud rooms. Great product. So, that's things you could do now in preparation, which is always a good idea.
Commercial properties, got any of those going?
Still have one on Highway 2, great frontage. It's just great location right there on Highway 2 and 5th. Done a lot. We have a lot for sale. We have a residential lot up at Hillcrest, so got some possibilities.
Some lots that later on are going to come in pretty handy, aren't they?
Yes.
I mean, you think you'd be able to drive around and find a lot of empty lots. The only way they're going to be empty if somebody invests and takes the old property off of it that's no good anymore. And you see a little bit of that.
A little bit. And it's needed.
Yeah, it is.
There's some areas where I would like to see 2 or 3 houses taken down.
Me too.
Maybe one and a nice garage could be put up.
If you want to understand what Mo's talking about, go for a walk in your community and just walk around, and you see wonderful housing. You see people who are fixing things up, and then you see one over on the corner that nobody's home, and it would really, and there's another one beside it, but those two would go away. They could have a nice duplex there or something like that. Yeah.
Or somebody could have a garage, a 2-stall garage or something if you I don't know. But, it's the way it was plotted at the time, and everybody needs a place to live.
They do.
So
I was just thinking while you were talking about planning to find properties, I think your husband could come into play with this. Mike could come into play with it. If you get him a tractor with a cab, you could throw in, listen, for 1 year after you buy your property, we'll clean your driveway.
Oh, he doesn't have enough to do, does he? He should do that too.
He's probably really cussing me right now.
And are you going to mow the lawn?
Well, I could for a price.
Yeah, I've seen those bills. There's no way you want to get into that kind of commitment.
If you want a professional job, yes, I could work on.
There you go. Yeah. There's.
That's where the cost is, the professional part.
I hear you. Us professionals, we're not cheap.
No, professional. That means you get paid. If you're an amateur, you don't get paid. If you're a professional, then you get paid. That's the way it works in sports, isn't it? Well, it used to. I guess it doesn't.
There you go. Yeah. Used to. Yeah.
Well, maybe I should just get, and Mike should just get paid for recognition.
Yeah, name, image, likeness. Can you imagine what David be worth in the NIL today?
Oh my goodness. I can't.
Zing, zing.
Wow.
You need to work that up.
I need to work on that. That could be our next project.
I like it. That'd be a great project.
Can I ask this is just a curious question, and I hope it isn't too dumb, but weather like this, challenges for you as a real estate person, if you have a house, I mean, very well could be vacant.
Yes.
What are the challenges like for that in weather like this?
Well, I do go, especially if they're vacant. Yeah. I'm going and checking on them, even if, because we're not having a lot of showings, not a ton. So I go and check on them, and I had one that the soft water was leaking, dripping. So we got that fixed. Got a hold of Culligan, got that fixed. So making sure, especially my vacant ones, making sure my owners are on top of it and getting someone to clean the sidewalks and the driveways. And so the cops don't call me, because they do that because my sign's in the yard. I don't know. They can't figure out who owns the property.
There's a phone number.
Yeah, I get called. So...
Yeah, well, and also plumbing, I would think.
Yeah, that I was thinking of that too, with the vicious,
exactly.
cold temperature.
Make sure that, and I've got great vacant owners right now because they had me bump the heat up. So we're definitely not gonna have any problems. Shut the water off in one of them. So the other one did not have me shut the water off. But yeah, that's probably getting in and out is one of the biggest problems. Just getting buyers to want to look at all. They're like, oh, we'll just wait till it gets warmer.
Sure.
I get it. I don't really want to run out in it either. So, right now we start working on different things like just calling people and doing more social media, getting the word out that now's the time, getting in definitely the listing the sellers, getting in their minds to say, hey, I should be calling Mo and Kirsten and having them give me a market analysis now, and what should we change, and, when should we list? So.
Well, we all know how fast time goes by. So now's the time rather than later, because next thing you know, you'll be behind.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, then you're behind the 8 ball. You're talking to me in March and April, and that's when people are actually looking. And as I didn't realize this when I got into real estate, but, by July, a lot of people that are moving, and especially if they have young kids for school, by the end of July, they're done. You've lost. People are looking in May. As soon as school gets out, they're looking in May, or even sooner, before school gets out. If they know they're moving to the area, they're taking their vacations in July. So a lot of times, July's just dead. They're at the lake. They're taking their vacations. Your buyers aren't looking at houses per se in July like when people think. When sellers think they're looking, well, it's super nice out and it's beautiful out, and they're done.
Kids
They're
are out of school.
Yeah, they're off doing their own thing. They've already bought their house by June. So you want to be listing at the latest. You want to be talking now, and you want to be listing, having it ready to go in March.
Now, we kind of bounced around here and there as usual, but is there some houses or properties that we don't want to miss here?
So Marion Chesley has listed over, I haven't been there yet. Myrna's the address, but I believe it's between Myrna and Anselmo. The address is 42348 West Highway 92. So there is a house on it, 2-bedroom, 1 bath. But the whole thing's going together. The family, they've been renting it for years. They're selling. So they're selling 321.86 acres.
Wow.
So she's got a very nice piece of land with a house on it. They want to sell it all together. She's actually talked to a couple of buyers where somebody wants the farm ground and somebody wants the house. So we're kind of working on that. She's got a lot of people looking, but we don't have an accepted offer yet. So if you're interested in some land, pasture land, got that for sale. So that's one of our new listings that pretty excited about. Kirsten listed a house in Ansley, 2-bedroom, 1 bath, over on 602 Hale Street in Ansley. So that's pretty new. And like I said, she just listed one also in North K that is already sale pending. And then we listed the new build in Ansley that the economic development This one, for the economic development, we always do it pro bono. So we can get it out as far as we can for those guys. So you can call Kirsten or I. There's no commission involved. You can talk to another agent, but you have to let them know that we're just trying to do this for the economic development. It's a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom. It's a gorgeous house. They did a really nice job. This one, the other ones they did, slab on grade. This has a basement.
Oh.
And an upstairs. Just really beautifully done. So, a little higher price than the last ones, but when you look at it, they had to do it into a hill. A lot of stonework. They did add, there's a couple acres.
Oh, gosh.
Behind this house. So it's actually an acreage in town.
In town.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds pretty sweet.
Yep, close to the school. It would be a really sweet deal for somebody because you're getting some land with it too. And then we still have Little House on South F, 2-bedroom, 1-bath. One on North L, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. I still call it Don Davis's house.
Yeah. So when I drive by it, that's what I think.
And I show my age there, Dave. I'm starting to be that.
I know.
That person. Well, that was old man Varney's house.
I know. And I can't walk into your office without thinking about pizza. So, that's.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just. And it was an antique store when I moved to town.
It was, yes.
Yeah, it's been a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
And then the house on North 9th. House 605 South C, I believe another agent showed it and told me we're getting an offer coming in today. So that's exciting.
So there's really quite a bit going on.
There is. We still have some listings. We definitely can use some more for the coming year. We had about, which is weird still, but I think we had about 4 closings at the very end of the year.
That's pretty good.
Don't usually have 4 closings in December. So it's rolling. If you think housing has stopped, it has not.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
And if you ever get a tractor with a cab for Mike for Christmas, he can come out and clean here if he'd like.
Oh, absolutely.
He'd have to come in all the way from where you live, but of course, I guess he'd have to clean yours too.
Yeah, he has his stuff in town. He has a little building
place
in town. So
okay.
yeah.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Ideal Realty phone number.
308-870-1406.
1406. And we've thrown out a lot of information about some pretty good real estate out there. So if you have a question, give them a call. We'll take a time out with these words.
There's an old saying, try to please everyone, and you'll end up pleasing no one. With Beyond Extra Herbicide, we think that's a bunch of hooey. Who doesn't want simple and versatile broad-spectrum weed control? I know. No one. Try to please everyone, and you know what you have? A bunch of happy people.
Protecting clear field wheat and 18 other crops from over 40 grasses and broadleaf weeds. That's Beyond Extra Herbicide from BASF. Always read and follow label directions.
In farming, you can usually trust your gut, but with crop insurance, it's best to trust the data. Because purchasing the same coverage year over year might seem good enough, but it won't maximize your revenue opportunities. Farm Credit Services of America uses Optimum, an exclusive tool that sorts through hundreds of coverage options to find your best fit. Work with specialists and tools dedicated to crop insurance. Call 800-884-FARM or visit fcsamerica.com/optimum. This institution is an equal opportunity provider and employer.
If it pumps, stores, or transfers liquids or chemicals, Doltmeyer Sales has you covered. Doltmeyer Sales Ag Early Order Program is back. Special pricing and free freight on qualifying orders of $2,500 or more. Special program pricing ends
just like anybody who's outside today, out in the cold. All right, let's take a look here. Universal Insurance, located in downtown Broken Bow, right across the street from Prairie Grounds Cafe, right next to the Chinese restaurant, right down to the west from Aero Hotel and Suites, in a really nice area there. The building they're in, they've got it all fixed up. It's a great place to walk into, and more importantly, you'll find friendly people inside that want to help you with your insurance. And right now, there's a little bit of maneuvering going on with insurances out there because of the increase in cost. If you watch the news, there's floods in one end of the country, hurricanes in the other, tornadoes that haven't happened in those areas ever before, rising tide in the ocean, the list goes on, and the natural disasters are taking its toll. So everybody might want to discuss with their insurance agent what the next term of insurance is going to be. And because Universal Insurance has now become a division of GTA Insurance Group, they have more tools in their toolbox to take a look and see if they can help you out and keep those costs in check as best you can. The number to call is 872-6438, or go online to www.gtagroup.com, and they can fit the insurance to your needs at a budget that maybe will work for you. And they're very, very dedicated to helping you out as very best they can. Talk to Jack or Nate. They got great people there that can help you right up front. Jennifer Gibbons and Tina Hurt on staff as well.
The Custer County Ag Society is currently looking for a contractor to design and build an open-air livestock pole barn housing a minimum of 120 head, preferably up to 150 head of 4-H FFA beef show animals on the Custer County Fairgrounds. So they are currently accepting and requesting design and build bids. If interested in bidding on this project, you can send your sealed bid to Custer County Ag Society, P.O. Box 142, Broken Bow, Nebraska 68822. You can also email your sealed bid to Custer County NE Fairgrounds at gmail.com. The sealed bids are due by 5 o'clock on January 19th. This information also posted for you under the Employment tab at sandhillsexpress.com.
Circle V Stitch-In Post, located north of Broken Bow on Paulson Road at 43920 Paulson Road. That's where Velma is located. Her phone number is 308-872-6173. And for many years, Velma has been carrying quality garments that will work great for her stitching. Now, stop by and take a look at her stock inventory. Velma offers you a chance to take a feel and look at her wide variety of merchandise before you order and personalize. And you can personalize something that she has already in stock, or you can take a look at the various styles of merchandise she has, either there or she has places that she can order from for you. Jackets, light and heavy, vests in many different colors, kids' sweaters and hoodies, scarves, beanies, gloves, some in matching sets, various flannel shirts. That sounds really good right now. Put your logo or favorite team mascot on one of those shirts. They also have blankets and throws that you can personalize. And don't forget about weddings and baby showers. They can help you out there as well. Again, the number to call, 872-6173. The location to drop by is 43920 Paulson Road.
All right, some more job opportunities to share with you. This one is through the Nebraska Department of Transportation. They have an excellent opportunity for a highway maintenance worker to join their team in Ansley and Broken Bow. At the Nebraska Department of Transportation, they reward their employees' hard work with a friendly and supportive work environment that encourages creativity and innovation. They do provide training and career development. There's advancement opportunities, offering ample paid time off, work-life balance, and a comprehensive benefits package. If interested, you need to go to this website to apply. It's statejobs.nebraska.gov. The state of Nebraska is an equal opportunity, veterans preference employer. And we have some job opportunities posted now through Central Nebraska Community Action Partnership. Here's a rundown of those. They are currently looking for an individual to work as a center assistant in their Ord, Burwell, and Broken Bow locations. Now, this would be a full-time, 40-hour-per-week position with a starting wage of $14 per hour. You would be assisting where needed in the classroom, depending on location, help the teacher and staff with activities, documenting, and cleaning. Also, they are looking for someone to work as a early childhood program interpreter. Now, this could be a part-time or full-time position, depending on the program needs. You must have the ability to speak, read, and write fluently in both Spanish and English, as you would be providing translation for families and children ages birth to 5, and traveling to the different locations as needed to provide translation services. And finally, they are looking for an individual to work as a WIC and immunization nurse in Loop City. Now, this would be a part-time position, flexible 20-hour-per-week position with a starting wage dependent on qualifications. For this position, you must have an active RN, LPN, or RD license, as you would be traveling and providing assistance to clients at WIC clinics and administering vaccinations to participants in the immunization program. To find out more, you can contact CNCAP at 308-745-0780. The extension is 105, or you can apply online by going to centralnebraskacap.com.
Oh, I almost forgot. It's Pitbull's birthday today.
Oh, all right. Going to play Fireball? Wasn't that one of his big hits?
You actually know this guy?
What? Pitbull?
Yeah.
Well, sure. He's a singer, right? Singer, rapper.
He's a rapper.
Yeah. Oh, he's had some big hits.
Wow.
Yeah. You didn't know who Pitbull was?
No.
Even I knew that.
I don't pay too much attention to that, Brent.
I want to say Fireball was, does it say? I want to say Fireball was one of his big hits.
It doesn't say. He said he's had over 100 million singles sold worldwide. He is a Latin hip-hop, rebranded himself as a pop singer. Drew Brees is 45 today. By the way, Pitbull's 43.
Okay. I do know Drew Brees,
yeah,
too.
I do, too, yeah.
Yep.
Considered one of NFL's greatest quarterbacks.
I'd agree with that. Yeah, very good.
And I guess that's about all the birthdays we have. If you're having a birthday today, happy birthday to you. Stay warm. Enjoy your cake. All right. That's it for today. That's the show. Nice guests come in today. Enjoyed it. Hope you did too. We'll give it a shot again tomorrow morning at 7:30 right here on KCNI KBBN.
You want me to go through the announcements just one last time?
You feel the need?
Well, we had one new one pop in.
Oh, okay.
You want me to do that?
Yeah, let's do it.
Afternoon. Do we need to do the schools? I think everybody's probably up to date on those.
Yeah, I think.
Or we can do it one more time. Well,
the latest one was Anselmo Myrna. They did have a 10 o'clock start. They are closed now. That was our most recent change.
Yeah. So we'll just give you the other announcements as we close out the show here. Afternoon Delight Bowling in Broken Bow, that's the new one. That event has been canceled now for today. And then some of the other ones we've been mentioning, Cozad Haymaker Grand Generation Center in Cozad closed today, no bus service. Gothenburg Senior Center is closed today. The Prairie Pioneer Center in Broken Bow is closed today as well.
And good morning to Joyce Dangler. Good morning, Joyce. Thanks for dropping your name in our chat box this morning. You folks out there, take care of yourselves, be careful, and enjoy the day very best you can, even though it is Blue Monday. Don't let it get you down.